don't know if you remember that people were asked for the first time in the census what their religion was, and some students, in their inimitable wisdom, decided that it would be a good idea to put Jedi Knight as an option on the census. And the British people loved it, of course. And so, does anyone know how many Jedi Knights there were? Their target was 10,000, because if they got 10,000 people saying they were Jedi Knights, the government would have to recognise it as an official religion. Any guess? Any number?
More than 10?
More than 10,000. There were 390,000 Jedi Knights. The fourth largest religion in the UK. So as you can imagine, the government were quite embarrassed by this, and so they swept it under the carpet. They called it Code 896, and they did just something really vague just to sweep it under the carpet. Until the 16th of November, 2006, I think it was, the United Nations International Day of Tolerance, when two Jedi lovers, Yan and Umada, with their 7'5" Wookiee friend Chewbacca, marched on the United Nations in Whitehall in London with a letter requesting that the UN change the day to the Interstellar Day of Tolerance to reflect the religious beliefs of their brothers and sisters in Britain and across the galaxy. And then within 4 hours, Kofi Annan's official spokesman at the UN press briefing was asked to recognise Jedi as an official religion. The campaign, it reached every newspaper in the UK, 700 million people around the world, from chat shows to 20,000 blogs. It was crazy. The thing behind it, so from a campaign, from a marketing level, why the hell do we do this? So a couple of reasons. One, global tolerance. So I ran global tolerance, and after a couple of years of having people like, I've got yeast intolerance, or tolerance is just about putting up with people. What about respect and dialogue and understanding? And so a lot of, tolerance was really just spoken about intolerance, Muslims strapping bombs to themselves. And so the dialogue around tolerance, which I perceived and my colleagues perceived to be a really lofty virtue, particularly in some parts of the world, was misunderstood. And so we wanted to create shift the brand of tolerance and get conversation, public debate about it in different terms, not just for the Radio 4 listener or the Times reader, but for the Sun newspaper, for that. So that was part of the objective. How do you do this? How do you do it when you've got no money? And I had, I think, 2 people on staff at the time, no time, and we're supposed to be doing work for clients as well, and this was an in-house campaign. And one kind of common denomination with all of the campaigns, successful campaigns that have run, is around reappropriating that which is already in the public domain. So it's a really important common characteristic. So we knew that there was this Jedi debate, and we were also working in the spiritual realm at the time, so we decided to reappropriate this Jedi phenomenon that had been swept under the carpet and take it for ourselves, reappropriate it to be the platform on which we could speak about tolerance. And so we got 2 Jedi Knights, one of whom I just met this dude who looked like a Jedi Knight. I met him at a house party. He had the beard, really cool guy, really dry sense of humour. And then the lady, my mum knew, she'd performed in a play with her. And so we gave them a whole backstory, everything. They were in IT, their whole stories. I can share with Katie a great Sky News interview with them both, with their lightsabers in their Jedi robes, and he had his IT, like, because he was going to work afterwards. Afterwards, just gave them the whole backstory, and they were there with Chewbacca. There was a national news TV interview, not satire, national news TV in the UK with Chewbacca, with Yan and Umada interpreting for him. So outside the UN, he's going, and Umada's going, and that is why tolerance is about respecting dialogue wherever it exists across the galaxies. It's like, crazy. We got hate mail from a lot of actual Jedi Knights in America, because there was a picture with a picture with them spread all over the world's media with Chewie holding a sign saying "Tolerance for Jedis," and we'd been outed because they said, if you're a real Jedi, you know the plural of Jedi was Jedi, not Jedis. It's like, that's your objection, really? So yeah, that was that, and it ended up. It was such a popular story. It cost us 70 quid. It cost us over 200 quid, but Sky News loved the story so much they paid us twice to go back and have them back on and have me on as a Jedi spokesman. My 15 minutes of fame, but it was great. It was going to frame the conversation, having a big public debate with the editor of the Catholic Herald about what makes a religion. He was like, well, the Abrahamic faith has been around for 5,000 years. I was like, Jedi's been around for 195,000 years. You know? So what are the criteria here? Let's really talk about it. So that was that campaign.